Hello guys, hope doing well. This is Manish from RAL INFOSYSTEMS. So today we are going to have a session on Oracle Cloud RBAC, role-based access control. So how the security feature in Oracle Cloud works, we are going to discuss that. Right? So to start with, what is Oracle Cloud Applications? So Oracle Cloud Applications basically is a suite of application built on cloud that include all the different applications like Oracle Finance Cloud, Supply Chain, Procurement Cloud, HCM, EPM, Manufacturing Cloud, and CX Cloud, Customer Experience. So Fusion application is basically built on top of the Oracle Fusion middleware technology stack using cloud architecture as the blueprint, right? So sometimes what happens, people they get confused with the terminology. I mean, what is the difference between cloud applications or middleware? So basically, Oracle Cloud, when we say there are two parts, middleware and applications. Middleware is basically the application layer, right? So middleware is a technology stack components. So it's a family of middleware products like BI, identity management, content management, so these are all the parts of Oracle middleware, right? So when we say Oracle Cloud Applications, it's Oracle next generation suite of applications, and it assimilates best of the best breed features coming from e-business suite, JD Edwards, PeopleSoft, Siebel. So they have already been acquired by Oracle. So Oracle has taken the best features from these ERPs and they have assimilated in Oracle Cloud, right? Now coming on to RBAC, role-based access control. So basically, RBAC restrict access based on the rule, or you can say role of the user within the organization, rather than user's individual identity, right? So basically, it is based on the segregation of duties (SOD) concept. SOD, concept separates activities. Like for example, if you are creating an invoice, approval of an invoice, reconciliation, processing. So all these are different activities. All right. So segregation of duties help us to prevent and detect all the fraud, willful frauds, and unintentional errors. So Oracle ERP cloud applications have roles that have defined with the knowledge of a set of SOD policies. Okay. So the roles are defined security and duty definitions using the Oracle Cloud SOD policies, we can say, right? Okay, just to give you an example. For example, if we see create payment is incompatible with the privilege approve invoice. I mean, a single person is approving an invoice also, and if we can do the payment, that could be an issue. So, like we have a role, account payables manager role. So, if that role has the privilege to force approve that invoice and create payments, that will be an issue. So, when it comes to segregation of duties, system will determine the account payable manager role, and it will not allow to perform force approval of invoices and remove these privileges, right? So this is how it works. Architecture of functional roles. So RBAC basically at high level, there are three concepts: role assignment, role authorization, and permission authorization. So when I say role assignment, which means a user can exercise permission only if he has been selected or been assigned a role assignment. Second is your role authorization, which means a user's only active role must be authorized, right? So the user can take on only those roles for which they are authorized, right? And then we have permission authorization, which means a user can exercise a permission only if it is authorized for the user's active role. So these three are the basic concepts of functional roles. Now, how RBAC works? So, RBAC in Oracle Cloud controls, in simple language, who can do what on which data. Like, for an example, an employee who can see payslip. Payslip is what? Of his own, which. Right? So, these three areas RBAC controls who, what, and which. The other example could be account payable supervisor. He's the person who can create or modify what invoice for a specific business unit, which is daily business unit. So we have who, what, and which. So this is how RBAC works. As a layman, I think that will be easy to understand, right? So now coming on something more about RBAC, like uh, basically RBAC primary work is to access and restrict uh, the users on the basis of roles within the organization, right? Now coming on to the roles. So we have three type of roles: job role, duty role, and abstract role. Apart from that, we have privileges also. Uh, Data role used to be there in cloud applications, but uh, in the recent versions, we don't have a data role. Okay, so let's discuss about the roles. Now coming on to the job role. Job role actually represents specific jobs or positions within an organization. Okay, so job role is a collection, we can say, of duty roles that allow a person or a user to perform specific job functions, right? So job role represents the job for which that user has been hired to perform. Okay. Now, please note that you can directly assign a job role to a user. Now, example could be account payables manager or account payable supervisor. These are all your job roles. If you see, basically, they are the positions. Now, what is the duty role? Duty role are actually it's a combination of different privileges, we can say, in Oracle Cloud to perform specific actions within the business process. Like for example, payment processing. Okay, so this is basically an action, we can say, duty role, right? So we have duty roles, but we can't assign a duty role directly to a user like we can do for job role, right? So we can only assign duty role to a job role, not to a user directly, right? Now we have privileges. So basically, privileges, you can say it's a part of duty role. If we break up of duty role, then we can have privileges, or we can directly have privileges under job role. So privileges are the functionality a user can able to access or execute on the screen. Basically, the real actions, we can say, the real functions. In EBS, we can say them, functions. So here in cloud, we call them privileges. Okay. So also in EBS, we used to have a concept of request group. So now in cloud, instead of request group, we have privileges. Okay, and that can be assigned to a duty role. For example, it could be a search supplier privilege, view purchase order, accounting. These are all privileges, right? So I will just how we can make it simpler for you. For example, we have accounts payable supervisor. Okay. Now this is what? This is your job role, right? Now under this job role, we have invoice creation. This is what your duty role. And here we can have delete tables invoice function. So here we can call it a privilege. I hope this will help you to understand. So we have a job role under which we have a duty role, and then we could have privileges. So this job role can directly be assigned user. Yes. Okay. And in fact, privileges also won't be assigned. Then we have abstract role. So what is an abstract role? So abstract role are basically the predefined roles in the system, which are independent of the job, right? So generally, they are workers' role in the enterprise. Uh, the abstract role enables users to access standard functions, managing their own information. For example, we have employee role, contingency worker role, line manager role. These are all the abstract roles. Okay. Also, we have two very important abstract roles: IT security manager (ITSM), which enables a user to get the access of security console, and the other one is your application implementation consultant role, which gives you the access of all the setups and maintenance. Okay. Now, coming to the system. In Oracle Cloud Instance, just to give you a little information, this is how the home page looks like. So these three bars are called navigator. This part is called navigator. So navigator is the global menu that is accessible from the Oracle Fusion applications global area. So it allows an end user to navigate directly to pages inside cloud applications as well as outside the web pages. So basically, anytime you can go to navigator and you can navigate to any of the pages, right? So it's very user friendly thing. Okay. So security console. So now for this RBAC, we have roles we have just discussed. So this all comes under security console. So the navigation will be navigator, tools, and then we have to go to security console, right? So once you click on security console, you have this form wherein you can see roles. So here we have all type of roles. We can search any of the role, job role, duty role, abstract roles. Okay, so that is the navigation. Now, how to create a custom role, right? Now we have predefined roles for all the respective modules in different applications. So we can copy and we can edit the roles. That is the best recommended policy and process. Apart from that, we can also create a fresh custom role, right? So what you need to do is you just click on create role here, and then this form will open. So again, it's a guided form wherein all these steps are provided. So step by step, we have to complete it. So the first part is going to be the basic information, the name of the role and the stuff. And then we have functional security policies and data security policies, right? So these are very important steps. So actually, we have to understand aggregate privileges also when it comes to data security policies and functional security policies. So basically, aggregate privileges is a combination of a single functional security privilege with a related data security policy, right? So aggregate privileges, you can say it's a type of role that combines the functional privileges for a task or a duty with a relevant data security policy. And this function can give you the access to include like task flow, application pages, work areas, dashboards. Okay, so aggregate privileges are predefined, and you don't inherit any type of role from it. You can't modify, or you can't create or copy any aggregate privileges. They are already in the system, right? So you can include the predefined aggregate privileges in your job and abstract roles. Okay. Just for the information, we can't assign aggregate privileges directly to the users, right? Now, just to give you an example, like manage account payables, accounting period status, aggregate privilege. It's aggregate privilege. It includes a functional security privilege by the name manage accounting period status. Okay, so these three things, aggregate privileges, data security policies, and functional security policies, they go hand by hand. Now, coming on to the data security policy. Now, data security policy actually determines who can do what on which set of data. Right? So, a data security policy basically defines the application roles that provides members of these roles who accept rights to specific data. Okay, so in Oracle Cloud Security References, it provides a comprehensive set of predefined data security policies for the respective database resources. Okay, so these database resources involves database tables and views, and it is recommended that these database resources or policies should not be changed. This is recommended. Okay, so here you can see data security policy we can attach. Then we have a role hierarchy. So what is this role hierarchy's inheritance? Basically, every role in a hierarchy is a hierarchy or a collection of other roles. Like we have a job role. Under job role, we have lots of different duty roles. Then we have privileges, data security policies, privilege security policies. So basically, there is a hierarchy. So job and abstract roles, they inherit aggregate privileges, and they may also inherit duty roles. Right. So in addition to aggregate privileges and duty roles, they can grant many functional security privileges and data security policies directly. Right. So this is about the role hierarchies and inheritance. Okay, let me show you on Excel. So basically, we can say like here we have a user. Under user, we have a job role. Okay, or we could have an abstract role. Under this, we could have different duty roles. Here also we can have different duty roles. Also, we can have aggregate right. So it could be here also. Like this, we have user. Under the user, we have job role or abstract role. These are directly assigned to a user. Under job role, abstract role, we could have duty roles. We can have aggregate privileges, right? And in these aggregate privileges, we have security policies. I hope that is clear now. So then we have segregation of duties. And in the last point is that once you have created your custom role, you have to run the two programs: import user and role application security data program, and retrieve latest LDAP changes. So you can go to schedule program and you can run this from there. So just be careful that these two processes, the second one need to be run once the first one is successfully completed. Okay. So thank you very much, guys. I believe that was fruitful for you. We can have more sessions going forward on this. Thank you.